Oh, yep. Yep. No, it's another episode of the podcast. And it's another episode of Nick and Matt just talk about a random muck bag of just whatever's going on in the world. And
Hmm.
usually that involves technology. I still haven't gotten my 3080 that I pre ordered and prepaid for. Um,
Dude, what day is this? What day would he say that it started?
it was released on, I believe it was the 16th or the 17th.
Okay, we'll call the 7.
And I think it was the 17th, and it
Two
is
weeks early.
now the 27th.
2 weeks,
Yes,
almost
it's
two
been
weeks,
it's been 10
almost two
days.
weeks. Yeah.
It's been 10 days. I still haven't received it. Still have not received it. I have not received the email or a return of my money. So I'm assuming that they still got me on a list, and I'm still gonna get it at some point in the
I don't
future.
think you're gonna. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be this person, but I have seen reports that people are getting it without some of the stuff in it.
Oh, you mean the adapter cable?
Yeah, and other stuff.
Oh, like the warranty information and the owner's
Yep.
manuals, and they're getting it with broken boxes, and
Yep.
yeah, no, I've seen that. I know that's what some Newegg users have said, but I didn't order mine from Newegg. I got it directly from Nvidia themselves. Like I went on their website and pre-ordered on their website. So hopefully that doesn't happen to me because I'm buying it directly from them. I'm actually getting a founders edition.
Do you think they'll give you? Well, I think they'll give you a refund, but do you think they will?
They they might give me a refund if I'm too far down the list. But I
Because
was day one. I was signed in day one. Like,
yeah, their warranty's pretty good if it's broke, right? I don't know
oh
their
yeah,
warranty, so
yeah.
you
I've
know
never.
about that warranty stuff because things happen to you.
Let me put it to you this way. I'm really happy that I've never ever had a problem with any of my AMD processors. But the second I tried to warranty that 5700,
Hmm.
yeah, that's when the shit hit the fan for me, and I found out that AMD sometimes has a "we might warranty it" policy, which is basically them
Oh,
saying, "Well, screw yourself." Um,
oh, I don't want to hear that. What
yeah,
about Nvidia though? What about Nvidia?
I've never had to warranty anything Nvidia, and I've had three Nvidia cards now, four. Yeah,
What do you
because
know
I
their
bought a
policy
I
on
bought
that
a
stuff?
Pascal Titan. Um, their policy is actually pretty ironclad for the user. Like
Oh, okay.
they really are more customer orientated um, when it comes to stuff like that. And because a lot of AMD cards, like there's very little out there of direct AMD cards. Like there's no such thing as like Founders Editions cards with AMD. So there's very little uh, that's directly produced by AMD. A lot of them are going to be third party. Like even the stuff that's considered like Founders Edition, like the single fan blower setup on like a Vega 64, even that was designed and distributed by XFX.
Okay.
That's not a Radeon digital thing. That's XFX, which means you're kind of at XFX's, uh, you're kind of at what they want to do. Like you really have no choice. You just have to bow down and kiss the ring. It doesn't matter. Um, and then I found out on some other stuff, MSI can be a real bitch to get warranties through sometimes, especially if you're doing any water cooling. And
Hmm.
then let's say that the O-ring in your EKWB kit that you bought, let's say that breaks and then leaks on the board. You try and get it warranted through EKWB, and they say, "Oh, we're not covering the board. Contact MSI." And then I contact MSI, and MSI goes, "No, that's an EKWB problem. Fuck off." And I'm like, "Wait, what? Wait, what? No, no. That's not how this works. Okay, somebody is covering this thing, whether you like it or not. Otherwise, I'm never buying another board from you ever again."
Hmm.
And eventually, MSI managed to cover a portion of it, which helped. It helped a lot, especially considering it was a Meg. That helped a lot. But either way, though, it was a huge pain in the ass just to get that out of them. Which is why recently I've been using a lot more ASRoCs. Like the board that's in the current PC setup I have right now, the one that I use every day, that one has an ASRoC in it, and I actually really like it. Like, I was really against ASRoC, especially when it comes to their cheap Intel boards. Like, their cheaper Intel boards are kind of garbage. Their AMD boards are actually pretty good. They're pretty good. Like, I'm not even gonna argue with that. They're not bad. I like them. So yeah, I don't. I really don't have anything else to really say about that. Like, other than I'm still fucking waiting. And like I said, I know somewhere along the way they're gonna just like release them, and they're gonna be out in the world, and then everybody's gonna have it. I know it. Like, I just know NVIDIA has a small stockpile of these things, or a big stockpile just sitting around that didn't get sold or that didn't get shipped out right away, simply because they're manually reviewing every customer. Like that's the only conclusion I can draw from that. Is that's why they did it that way. Is because they're making sure that not every single one of those cards ends up in the hands of an eBay scalper. And come on, Matt knows, he's done the research. How many days did you watch eBay just to see how many of those would pop up on the market? Yeah, exactly. And how many of them popped up on the market in 2 days? Like legit ones.
Oh, legit ones?
Yeah.
There was quite a few. I mean, there was for still thousands of dollars. I mean, this is.
I was gonna say, what do you remember? What do you remember about what the average price was? Was it about $1,000, or was it closer to 2,000?
18 to 2 grand, dude.
Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about. Especially when the
That,
list price,
but
when
that's legit. Yeah, that's legit people.
yep,
That's not the crazy people like 25 to 70 grand. You know that some had diagrams of it. And,
yeah,
not even the actual thing. People say, "Oh, we're going to get the founders edition and stuff." Well, these people had it because the bids were crazy. Because it started at 800, right?
yeah.
And then it just kept going.
Well, here's the thing: the card itself only cost $800, which was which was what, like $400 or $500 less than a 2080 Ti. A 2080 Ti cost $400 more. The whole point of the 3080s and the more powerful architecture was to put more power to the consumer's hands, because they did lose a little bit on the power output for the 2080s. The whole reason this card is going to be scalable for much longer. You're going to be able to use it for a much longer period of time, because it's going to continue to be scalable for years. Possibly 5 years even, if you really dig into the architecture. And they wanted to give people a reason to get back to PC gaming. They wanted to give people a good product for a very reasonable amount of money. Now, yes, I do agree. I remember back in the day when you could buy like a 7 or a 600, like we're talking old GTX, 680s and, 7, what were they? There was the 680s, then there was the 1080s, or not 1080s. Then there was the 980 Ti, which I believe the 980 Ti launched for like $600, right? I think it was a grand total of like $600. You could buy a 980 Ti for that, right? And people have still been using them. That card's been out for 7 years. They're still using them. Like, because the architecture at the time was actually scalable. The 10s, they were scalable, but they definitely have begun to start showing their age. The 20s, they're going to be scalable for the near future, like in the next 5 to 6 years, maybe, very, very maybe. But the 3000s, I see those as easily a 5 to 6 year card. Because of how much actual technology is stuck into this card. And NVIDIA was finally starting to acknowledge the fact that, okay, we're done just taking your money. Because the 10s got really, really, really expensive because of crypto miners. Thanks a lot, you Satanist bastards. And it got really, really, they really got expensive because of that. Like, for a while there, you couldn't find a Titan X for under $1,000. Now, I'm looking at one that's used but still in original package and original condition for $325. Like, it's annoying. You know what I mean? It's really, really annoying. Yeah. And I'm really happy that NVIDIA finally decided, okay, we're done just taking your money. We'll throw you a bone. You guys have been here. We'll throw you a bone. And they finally did. And now you got everybody running around, pre-ordering the shit out of it and then selling it on eBay for 6 times what it's worth. And it's like, why can't everybody just fuck off? Just let me have my little bit of modern technology in my computer. Just let me have my new current gen graphics card and fuck off. Why? Why does everything have to be a money game? Why? Are you that incapable of going out and working a real job or making some actual money for yourself or actually doing something worth a shit rather than scalping people on the internet? Where's the disconnect? How did your parents raise you?
Yeah, dude. I'm checking it right now. It's still going for about $1,800.
Yeah. Yep. It's like $1,800, $2,000, and these auctions are live. I don't know how many of them. Well, actually, no. There's one right here. Same day shipping. Somebody is selling on eBay. And it's not being sold by NVIDIA. It's being sold by a private seller for $1,999.99. There's another one that's being sold by a private seller physically in hand for $1,795. And I would urge people, if you see these, stop giving into them. Don't give into them. Just wait for the restock. Seriously, just wait for the restock. Save yourself some money. Just wait.
And then I got the RTX 3090 at 24 gigs.
Yep.
Falcons edition, $3,000.
Yep.
Lowest offer.
Yep. And if I were NVIDIA right now, I would be doing exactly what they're doing, which is holding off on shipping anything or showing any kind of inventory on it. Just let the whole thing calm down and then release them again. and release them in bigger waves. And I mean, NVIDIA is between a rock and a hard place on this one, because no matter what they do, people are just going to think that they're being a greedy company and that they're just doing nothing but, trying to appease the scalpers and shit. And it's like, no. What they don't want that to happen, because then it makes them look like idiots. They don't want these scalpers to be out there, because it really does. It makes them look like idiots, because they made a promise to the customer that they would sell something to them at a reduced price from previous generations.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there.
So they don't want this to happen. They really don't, because if this happens, like I said, it makes them look like idiots. Which that's the last thing a company like NVIDIA wants, especially since they basically control the discrete graphics game, basically. So, I mean, as far as that's concerned, I mean, that's just it's just dumb to think that this is what they wanted in the first place. It's like, no. NVIDIA is not sharing in any of these profits. It's not like they're selling it to a third-party company like MSI or Asus or Gigabyte or anything like that, and they're selling extra boards that they have to be created to be turned into third-party cards. That's not how this works. These people are just lining up, buying it right away, posting it on eBay for like $2,000 and making their money and then some back. Because they didn't really want the card in the first place. So they're basically just taking away whatever inventory from whoever was going to put it in a build or whoever was actually going to use it. They're taking away that inventory and using it to they're holding it hostage for you is basically what they're doing. They're just holding it hostage. And it's ridiculous. It really is. And I really hope NVIDIA stays at that price point instead of looking at what's going on eBay and then deciding, oh, well, they're getting that. Well, then obviously people are okay with paying that much. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That would just be that would be a really shitty fucking thing to do on their part. That would be really shitty. Mm-hmm. But no, we need to move it on to another topic before I blow a gasket. Let's move it on to Big Navi. Okay. Since you wanted to talk about that, I mean, has it changed your mind a little bit about an AMD card?
A little bit, yeah.
I will read the article from Tom's Hardware here.
Okay.
NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 30 series are the reigning champs of our biggest graphics card standings, but they might not be there for long. A Redditor has discovered the potential specifications of the Radeon RX 6000 series in Apple's Mac OS Big Sur 11 beta, and they look promising. The Redditor has a good track record with leaks. No thanks, go away. With leaks, but we should still exercise caution with the specifications. For starters, Apple is fond of using AMD's Radeon Pro graphics cards in its products, so the specifications may be for specific SKUs. On the other hand, the mainstream versions will likely arrive with higher clock speeds. To start things off, Big Navi 21 or Sienna Chinchillid, whatever, appears. Why do you need to name it that? Appears to have 80 compute units of 5,120 stream processors, assuming that each compute unit still carries 64 SPS. On RDNA2, according to the chip detective, they were mentions of two different dies. The Navi 21A silicon shows a boost clock up to 2.050 megahertz, with the Navi 21-bit silicon surface with a 2.2 megahertz boost. The power limit varies. The power limit varies from 220 watts to 238 watts. There is more to a graphics card than just single single process, FP32 performance, and that value alone doesn't dictate gaming performance. Just for comparison, the GeForce RTX 3080 offers a peak single process performance of 28.9 teraflops, which is a lot. So far, the GeForce RTX 3080 seemingly has 32.4% higher single precision performance than Navi 21. However, Navi 21 does pull a win over the GeForce RTX 3070, which is good for 20.4 teraflops. AMD's RDNA 1 architecture delivered a 50% performance uplift over the prior graphics core. Next, GCN architecture that survived for so long and still going strong. The chip maker has promised that we would see same level of advancement with RDNA 2. So RDNA 2 is going to be, well, I'm not going to say it's going to be an NVIDIA killer because it's not. But if anything, it's going to kind of bring everything within a few percentage of each other, it looks like. The only way NVIDIA is just, let's be honest, they're the kings of the high price card. When they build a card that's worth $1,200, it's worth $1,200. It really is. You really can get that much performance out of it. But where they struggle is in the mid to low tier, which is where AMD has always kind of dominated. Because beginner cards, like the number one beginner card I could ever recommend anybody, 580. RX 580. Best beginner card you could ever buy. RX 580. Don't waste your time with a 1660 because you're going to need at least an i5 to get any kind of performance out of it. But if you can't afford an i5 and you can really only afford like a 3200G, then I would say 3200G and an RX 580. Boom. Perfect starter PC. And it's great. It really is. It's great. Like, that's low tier beginner stuff. Like, that's where AMD is king. But once you start talking about like mid range and super high end, I mean it's NVIDIA. It really is, especially with the Titans and their higher end 1000 series stuff like 1070s, 1080s. 2070s, 2080s, 2060s, Titans, you really can't compete. They kind of have they kind of have that one on lockdown. But it sure sounds like AMD is finally starting to claw into that market and really start thinking about designing graphics cards. That really is starting to become a focus of theirs, which is nice because it's going to create more competition in the graphics market. So, and I like that because then it means that we're going to get cheaper cards because the more they have to fight for market space, the cheaper it's going to get, which is good news for us. Competition is good news for us as consumers.
It is.
And the numbers that I'm seeing here. Like it's easily between 35 and 45% uptick in actual in compute units, in stream process, in clock speed. I mean, across the board, there's just this big, nice, meaty gap between what was like the 550 or the 5500s and the 57s, and there's just this nice big gap there where they're actually making some big moves. And I like that.
Yeah.
So
No, I like that.
But
Are you
anyways,
surprised they skipped the 4000 series though?
not really, not
Okay.
really. If anything, I'm kind of happy because, like, the whole numeric order thing, I found very aggravating.
Well, come on, dude. That's how everything is nowadays. I agree with you there too. And I think the most annoying thing is like the cell phones.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, because it's the same fucking thing every year. You just put a different number on it.
Like, are we gonna go to like 40? Is there gonna be like an iPhone 40 pretty soon?
Probably.
Because well, we're at 15 now.
Pretty close. Pretty close. I think we're actually at like 12 or 13, but yeah, we're close.
hmm
Real close. Um, when does it stop giving? When does it stop having a numeric when does it stop having a numeric designation and just be a phone? Like when
Yeah.
does it just iPhone? When
hmm
can we stop with the numeric designation? When does that happen? When in the fuck did we become so obsessed with numeric order? When?
I've got to hand it to them though. I gotta hand it to Xbox. They're the first ones to break it, at least what I've seen.
They are, and now they're Series X and Series
Yeah.
S and whatever, and that's fine. That's totally fine with me because I actually would remember that over it being called like Xbox One 2, you know,
Yeah.
like that would just be yeah. But anyways, let's keep reading here. Navi 22 Navy Flounder, whatever. Codename Navy Flounder. Who the hell was the dumbass who came up with that? Might arrive with 40 compute units
Dude, you don't
amounting.
like Founders?
It's a fish. They taste pretty tasty. They're pretty tasty. A flounder's pretty tasty. Um, might arrive with 40 compute units amounting to a total of 2,560 SPS for the Observant. That's the same number of compute units found on Navi 10. It's safe to assume that Navi 22 is the direct successor to Navi 10. However, Navi 22 looks more impressive with its boost clock of 2.5 megahertz within a 170-watt power limit, which means that's actually a pretty efficient chip.
I
Because
know, dude. The
that's a
power
pretty efficient chip.
consumption. I like the power consumption, dude. It's not as. I thought it was gonna take more.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when you start looking at how deep they get into this, and it's yeah.
I forgot what's the GDD on that? The
I believe that's still going to be running GDDR5.
okay.
I think because I don't think any boards have direct support for GDDR6. Like you can make GDDR6 work if you have, especially with NVIDIA's system. So long as you have at least two SSDs that are running PCIe Gen 4, you can make the GDDR6 work. But there's no
Yeah.
direct um, PCIe way to make that work. At least yet. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I haven't done enough research into that. But from what I see, that's what I see. That's what that's at least how I understand it. But I could be wrong. It's not like I haven't been wrong before.
Yeah,
Um,
because I think it could be using the 6 just for to compensate for the lower. I don't want to be technical here, but the bus what width of the part of the chip, just for
yeah,
memory wise.
yeah, they could be doing that because that is a possibility. But I still think they're running 5.
Okay.
I think.
It's just a rumor. It's just a rumor.
Yeah,
They
you're.
haven't released anything quite yet. I mean, you know, when is that going to be released? Does it tell the release date on it?
No,
Okay.
no, it does not. But it sounds
21.
like No, it actually might launch at the end of the year.
Okay.
Because from what I hear, it sounds like Nvidia is going to be having their, or not Nvidia, AMD is going to be having their little powwow, their little digital powwow on, like, I want to say October 24th or 25th. And that's when they're going to be talking about fourth gen Ryzen, and they're going to be talking about RDNA.
Mm.
Because we haven't seen any actual hard specifications on Ryzen or fourth gen Ryzens yet.
Mhm.
But yeah, like, but yeah, that's just a presumptive date. I don't have an actual date in front of me. I want to say that's what I read on Reddit.
Okay. So it
And
might come out this year, but
yeah,
I'm going to strongly say next year. I really am.
I would say early first quarter of next year if it's ready.
Because yeah,
If it's
I
ready, I
think
would say early first quarter of next year. So early spring.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, definitely don't quote us on that. Yeah, don't quote us on that. But there is a big data leak on Zen 3 that came out. Um, it sounds like we're going to be getting, your standard 8 core 16 thread, stuff. So we're going to be continuing to get the mid range. But it sounds like 4,000, like high end 4,000s, like 4900X or whatever this number is going to be. It sounds like we're going to start getting 18 core 36 thread on 7 nanometer. Like
What?
that's a, again, rumor, but
Don't be playing with me, man. Don't be
that's
playing with
that's
me,
what
man.
it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like we're going to be getting huge core count in over the counter consumer chips with early signs of boost clock being about 5,
Damn.
roughly 5. 18 cores, 5 gigahertz. I mean, the raw power that you can have, that you can hold in your hands as a consumer now. I, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that and still make money?
Mhm.
Like, AMD has some of the most efficient architecture on the planet. I swear, they have some of the most efficient architecture. Because how do you do that? How can you look yourself in the mirror as um as a producer and say, yeah, we can do that. We can totally do that. I don't see any reason why we can't.
Mhm.
You know, I just whew, it's insane. But yeah, that's early rumor though. Like I said, early rumor. But
Dude, that's crazy.
yeah, yeah, that's when I heard that, I'm like, are you're yanking my chain, as they say.
Mhm.
But no, I've seen multiple reports, and even Tom's Hardware is talking about it too. So I'm they're not referencing direct core count. Like they're not referencing core count, but they are referencing this 5 gigahertz um boost clock thing. They're talking
Yeah.
about it. So is the architecture just going to become more efficient, or
Mhm.
or are they actually going to up cores and then make it even more efficient?
Wow.
I
That's a
don't
good
know.
question.
I don't know. And we won't know until we actually see these things brought out to the public and they actually tell us what we want to hear.
No, I agree.
But yeah, that's a really positive sign for us PC people. I'm actually really happy about it, to be 100% honest with you. So, anyways, yeah, we're just going on and on about that. It is.
Are you surprised that this stuff leaked though?
Not really. Not really. Because I know AMD has been sitting here, hoping that they could make something like this happen in the last couple of years. I know Zen 2 was a big jump, but Zen 3 looks like it's going to just be a continual refinement of Zen 2, which I'm okay with because Zen 2 is actually a really good platform. Like it's really good. I like it. It's done everything I've asked it to do. Like I can stream with it, not have a problem, and I only need one desktop for it. I mean, it's not like an Intel, where if I have an Intel, well, then I have to build another one because I have to have a stream PC and I have to have a fucking, actual user-friendly, I can daily drive it, and I could do it for less money. Like, my 3900X only cost me $450. When the i9 9900K came out, like, that was, like, right out of the box, $600. Why would I buy an Intel?
Yeah.
And I get better user friendly performance out of it too. I've had nothing but good luck with AMDs. But yeah, I've been really really happy with it. My PCMR case showed up.
Did it?
Yeah. I bought a PCMR case and it showed up.
Oh.
Finally. Only took about 2.5 weeks, but it's here. What else are we gonna talk about? I know. We're gonna talk about something that Matt doesn't really want to talk about because I'm finally getting vindicated. So the other, if you've been listening to this show, you know I don't like skill-based matchmaking. I just don't. Because I think it's a I think it's a really cheap way, or not really cheap, but it's just it does nothing but piss off the player base. It really does. It does nothing but piss off players, and it pisses off the hardcore players, and it pisses off the mid-range players, and it just, I don't like it. I think it's dumb. I truly believe that if you're going to claim that you're trying to be that if you're going to claim that you're a competitive game, then your game should be built from the ground up in the efforts to be 100% competitive, not casual. Call of Duty is casual by nature, okay? With a lot of the skill perks and gun perks and things like that you can have in the game that you wouldn't have in, say, Counter-Strike or Valorant or PUBG or, games that were designed from the ground up to be something a little bit more competitive. I don't see any reason why you should. Why is SBMM a thing? If you're not going to be competitive, or you're not truly going to be a competitive game, why? And Scump finally weighed in on it and said SBMM does not belong in Call of Duty. There should be a ranked playlist for people to sweat in. I'm not trying to play scuff-wielding, game fuel chugging demons with SZN in their PSN on Miami TDM. Also, the newbies that are going to cry about this tweet, hold this choppy gunny. Whatever that means, other than the clear English that was spoken in there, dude, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I was gonna say, what? What? Break it down for me.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking choppy gunny is a chopper gunner, but
Okay.
why can't you just spell out the words? Unless that's more than 120 characters. Either way,
Didn't they go to 240?
did they go to 240? They might have went to 240. Well, then he has no excuse, because that's not 240 characters I see in front of me. I just, it drives me nuts. It really does, because the way that they implement it is way, way, way too hardcore for what the game is. And I do think he's right. I do think that you should just have ranked playlists. Let those who want to sweat against each other sweat against each other. Let the corner hiders and all the, guys that are sitting there with their, G Fuel and they're about 6 inches from the screen, let those guys be by themselves. You go hang out over there. I'm just going to be over here memeing people with C4, okay? Or I'm just going to be running around just randomly firing rockets, or I'm just going to be here in the general servers, okay? I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that other crap, okay? I don't need to be put in a higher skill bracket just because I know how to aim. I don't need that, okay?
Like I told you, Nick, I know you don't like to hear this, and you're going to complain about it, and you're going to name call and all that. But for a new person, how does this help you?
It doesn't.
Yeah, that's the problem, and that's where majority of people. That's where
no, even SBMM doesn't help them.
Nick, I'm just saying, dude, it doesn't help them bring new people either. And if I'm wrong, which I feel like I could be, I really think I could be wrong on this, but if they don't do as many sales and people revolt even more, we'll see who's right too. I just don't think a lot of people care about that.
Okay.
I'm gonna push back a little bit here.
I'm gonna prove to you that yes, you will be wrong, because let me say this.
That's fine. I'm not, it's fine if I'm wrong, but I just feel like what I've read, not from the people that are really good at the game, but people that are, the developers and all that stuff, they like doing this because it brings more people in.
Okay. Okay. Hold on.
Show data where it actually makes them stay longer.
So, okay, this is Call of Duty. This is their sales from the last 10 years, okay? The oldest dating game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare from 2007, sold 19.84 million copies. World at War from 2008 sold 17.66 million copies. Hold on, let me just finish making my point. Call of Duty World War II, or no, hold on. What would be the next numerical one? 2009. Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 sold 25.02 million copies. Black Ops sold 30.99 million copies. Modern Warfare 3 sold 30.97 million copies. Black Ops 2, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. They only had a steady increase. There's been nothing but an increase. Depending on the title, there's been a complete increase the entire time. And as far as I'm concerned, Call of Duty is the number one casually played video game on the planet that isn't a sports game.
No. I'm so happy that it's not considered that either.
Okay. Call of Duty is the number one casual game sold on the planet.
Yep.
Hands down, no argument. But And that being said, I don't think you're going to be able to keep the casual players from playing the game. They're just going to want to play the game. That's all they give a shit about. They just want their distraction. So I
Yeah,
don't think
but
they're going to see. I don't think they're going to see a dip in sales. I really don't. I think people will play it. They'll play it for a while.
yeah.
SBMM will piss them off because they will implement it as hardcore as they have in Modern Warfare, and it will piss people off, and then they will see the decrease in returns because people won't be spending the money on the battle pass. They won't be getting as many recurring users. They won't be getting as many recurring their servers with this whole SBMM. They'll see empty servers.
Okay. If you think so, look, all I'm trying to say, dude, is that you would see a dip then. You would, to me, you'd see a dip then because if it's the same thing, Nick, and people play for the multiplayer at this point. Unfortunately. Um, so if it's the same thing, and like you said, everybody's so sick of it, why buy the game then? Why not buy something else? Because this isn't the only shooting game out there.
No, I know, but the whole thing is
So,
it's
but I think it's the opposite. I think new people like it, and then when you get better, maybe you get complained. But I think new people like it. And unfortunately, I haven't really read anything that
people who say they like it are snowflakes. They're the same people that complain that life is too hard. They're the same people that can't find any happiness in life because they can't just accept the fact that to be good at something, there's going to be a fucking challenge. That's who these people are.
Unfortunately, dude, they pay the bills, so you gotta live with it. Nick, I get what you're saying, but I have to push back on this because it's not going away.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know. And I'm just
I'm just saying, dude, if you find me clear evidence that everybody hates this, I'd love to see it. But the only thing I keep seeing are people that are really good at this game complain about it.
and
Like I said, Nick, to me, if the sales go down, if the launch date, they're not like, because come on, dude, prices haven't changed. Online stuff hasn't really changed much for prices, so it's not like inflation has to be caused here. Um, if it goes dip, like serious dip,
yeah.
I I can see the change then. Because come on, I mean, let's Battlefield. Do you think it's gonna go up or down if they keep doing what they've been doing?
I I don't know anymore what they're gonna do. I really
That's what
don't.
I'm trying to say, Nick.
And to be
That's
honest,
my main argument. Look, if they don't like it, they'll scrap it and they'll go back to their random matchmaking, which I think you're not too happy about it, but because you'd rather see more of like you were suggesting.
I'd rather see if I one day
About,
decided to get this hair up my ass and I decided I wanted to play. I don't know. Let's say I wanted to play on. I wanted to play. I wanted to play on a ranked playlist for some reason. Then, then I'd do that.
yeah.
I'd rather have the choice on if I wanted to play against those people or not. That would be that would be that would be what I would want. If I want to do it, then I'll make the choice myself. But otherwise, I don't want to see it. I don't want to use it. I don't want to be playing against it. I don't want other people to be sitting there using it as a crutch. Because I'm sorry, but these people that say it makes you better, they're the shithouse ones. They're the ones that have they're the ones that don't want it to go away because they're the ones that are just it's like, dude, so what? You're in a video game. Do you understand that by you saying just get better at the game is like basically telling people to hide in their house for 12 hours a day until they can play at your level? Like,
Well, come on, some people do that though.
yeah, I understand that, but that's not an encouraging thing. Why the hell are you doing that? I
Well,
just,
they want you to do that because then you get to buy their shit.
ah.
Come on, it's
And
freaking.
when people are taking things so seriously that they're doing that they're telling people that, it's like, dude, just calm down. Just shut up. You I'm so tired of hearing SPMM this, SPMM that, and I'm so tired of hearing that, oh, it should be even for everybody. Yeah, well, it's not. In life, it's not even for everybody. Okay? Not everybody gets to do exactly what they want. Somebody has to go to work. Somebody has to do something that they don't want to do every day. Get used to it. And if you get curb stomped by noobs or get curb stomped by fucking sweats every day, then so be it. But I want 2 hours where I don't have to worry about that every day. Okay, just 2 hours of my day where I don't have to worry about anything. I just hop on and play instead of focusing harder at playing, giving as much focus to a video game as I do at work. That's just ridiculous. I don't want to do that. Why the fuck would I want to do that?
Welcome to gaming of 2020.
Ah.
I agree with you. Back in the day, you didn't have to do that, but now, dude, now that everything is streaming and that's social media, it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah, I know. And maybe just maybe we'll see a nice little change of things and people will eventually, kind of start to say, well, jeez, that's fucking ridiculous. Why the hell am I doing that?
Tell me when that day is, and I will do something. I don't even know what I'll do, but I'll do something miraculously. But I just don't see it.
Uh,
Just
I
tell
don't
me the day that changes. Tell me. Just tell me, okay?
I and believe me, I will, because I will make a big deal about it.
I will. I want you to.
The
But
other the other
we
valuable.
talked long enough, don't you think? Let's just. You want to move on here? Let's go more positive news.
Fine.
Because we're
What?
kind of beating the dead horse now at this point.
Yeah, I know. And I know my rants continue to do that no matter what. I know.
Well, yeah, but we're kind of. I think we said both our pieces here.
Although, speaking of Call of Duty, I actually do have some positive news about that.
Oh, when is the beta coming out for that?
Actually, very soon. I think it's coming out in like a couple of weeks. I think they're opening it up to open release or open early access for anybody who pre-ordered. I believe it's October 12th.
Okay.
So we'll be seeing that in the near future. But we had all kinds of positive news today. Are you kidding me? We talked about Big Navi. We talked about
Yeah,
NVIDIA. We talked about Intel. Well, not really Intel, but we definitely shit on them at least once today, which is pretty normal for us. Not saying again.
Hey, look, it's
Not
not like
not saying I wouldn't ever use one. They just don't have what I'm looking for right now. For what I do, they just don't have what I'm looking for.
yeah, they don't impress, or they're not. I would love if they were more like Nvidia, that they would more say, "Hey, look at this, we did something great at a price that the market reflects at being really competitive."
Yeah, exactly. Instead of having this attitude of, well, we did a thing and it's really, really expensive, so here.
Yeah, and then, well, the problem too, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't work half the time either.
Yep. No, it just it.
And how is their warranty? Because you're more of the Intel man than I am.
How's their
How's
warranty for overclocking and delitting?
Is it really good or is it terrible? Just like
No, no. If that thing doesn't come back in the original box in the original condition, and they see that lid has been removed, It's coming right back to you.
Oh God.
They don't even bother with it.
Mhm.
Um, it's um, it's something else, man. It's something else. Um, but yeah, I just I don't know. Like I'm at the point now where I like my AMD stuff. I'm gonna continue to keep using AMD. Like I've been an AMD guy for a long time. I've been AMD since well before the whole advent of Verizon.
Mm.
I was an FX kid.
Yeah.
Like I had FX processors and a couple of computers, but like they were never anything. They were never anything to write home about. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
were
Mhm.
good. They did what you wanted, but they weren't, like blowing the doors off. But
No.
yeah, I just don't have the patience for Intel anymore.
Oh. Oh. Um. Should we talk about the other news that might excite some people?
Ooh, what might that be?
It has something to do with Microsoft.
Ooh, oh, that's right, Bethesda.
Yes.
Yep, Bethesda has been acquired by Microsoft.
Yes, their 23rd studio, their game studio they've acquired.
Yep, 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 yep,
They
yep,
like
yep.
to
And
they like to
they
put that out, and yet they don't put any games out. That just puzzles me, but whatever.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about why Microsoft got them. I swear to God, Microsoft got them simply because of the merchandising possibilities.
Yeah.
Because I swear to God, they've released more collector's edition versions of Fallout Power Armor than they have Fallouts.
Mhm.
Like,
You know what's more surprising? And I don't know Microsoft. I doubt they're pressuring, Bethesda's CEO, whatever. But he keeps like throwing jabs at Sony.
yeah, I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
if you
what
see
that is.
keeps throwing jabs at Sony, PlayStation 5 and
Yeah,
saying, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, dude.
yeah, I don't understand that either. But what I hope is that we get another Skyrim. I hope we get another like actual
Uh,
successor to Fallout
here's
4, like an
the
actual
here's
storyline.
what is it called?
Outer Worlds.
Uh, no, 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 no. Starfield. There we go.
Oh, Starfield. No, I haven't seen anything
It's
about that.
well, it's just the teaser. They just showed that like when they Microsoft acquired it, they showed a little bit of it. That's their next big game.
Oh, whoa! That actually got a release date. Starfield would be the predicted title to bookend that transitionary period within a late 2022 to mid 2023 release date. This estimate
Yeah.
was further cemented by Bethesda's marketing VP, Pete Hines, in February 2020. Oh, so they're actually putting an actual like date to it.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I don't remember much about this game, but I'll definitely look into it.
Well, no, they didn't really show anything either, so you probably wouldn't know. It's just like they showed like a ship, and that was it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm interested. I
Yeah,
remember
I
that
just gotta see what's about. I gotta see what's about. I just hope it isn't like a Fallout game. That would worry me.
yeah, it kind of would. It kind of would. But all that I hope is this, and this is the only thing that I care about when it comes to Bethesda now. I really, really hope they don't fuck with Doom. Don't. Just let the people who make Doom do their thing. Okay?
Yeah.
It's worked. Just let it do its thing.
Yeah, when they did that and I saw that Microsoft acquired it, I was like, uh-oh. I hope they don't like try to put their hands in it.
God, I hope they don't. I really hope they don't. Because the whole thing about Doom is this It's just mindless fun.
Yeah.
It's not about anything more. It's just
Another thing
mindless
where,
fun.
is because it is coming to Xbox Game Pass, by the way.
Yep.
Just let everybody know.
Yeah, well, with them acquiring the studio, it wouldn't surprise me.
No. Yeah. Have you? How's Game Pass to you? Because Game Pass is kind of irritating me when it comes to like old Xbox games. Like one I would
Um,
throw. There's Halo. Halo. Terrible
yeah,
at that.
it made it impossible to use on your PC if you're gonna play with friends. If you're gonna play with friends, it's impossible. Um, but I don't know. I don't like it.
Hmm.
Oh, hey, check out the image I just put in the Discord chat.
Okay.
You're gonna like it. It's gonna be funny.
Oh my god.
It's the Doomslayer with a unicorn skin.
Dude, you know what would be crazy if there was like a demon unicorn and this actually was a real thing.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Oh, that
And
would
he's
be so
wearing
much fun.
And he's wearing it.
Oh, God. They need to do that now.
It's,
We
it's
need
like
that.
a
We need
it's
that.
like it's a guardian, whatever you want to put it, and he
Yep.
just tears that up and wears it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hope that's a thing. I really hope that's a thing.
Hilarious. If they
Oh
actually
my
put
God, that would
it
be
like that.
funny. I
They
would
actually
love.
give you an option of, do you want to wear this?
Yeah,
'Cause I
that would
know they
be.
probably. The only thing is, I don't like. They probably like the look of the guy, the player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's his name again? I can't remember his name. Is it just called Player?
He's just the Doomslayer.
Oh, Doomslayer. Okay. Because they just like that look from him, right? They don't. They've never changed his look.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Well, 2010 did update the look, did update the armor and everything, but no, it's roughly been the same since 1989.
Okay.
Whenever the game first came out, which was like I think it was 1989 or 1992 or something like that. It was somewhere in that period. I don't remember when the very first one came out, but yeah, I know Doom has been a thing for a long time.
Yeah, it was one of the first really weird Easter games too. Easter egg games.
Oh yeah. No, the original creators of this game loved Easter eggs. They put those in like every level. Like there were so many explorable points that you could find Easter eggs and hidden stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, when I started doing some research and you started telling me, oh, you were a fan of this game. I honestly didn't believe it was that far back. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I've been a fan of Doom for a long time. Like I remember playing it cuz one of my buddies in school had an Atari Dreamcast, right? You want to talk
Say
about
that 5
yeah, you want to step back into a time machine. There you go. And I remember cuz Bethesda released Doom and Wolfenstein, the original Wolfenstein
Yeah.
on Atari. They had copies of it on Atari. And I remember we used to play those quite a bit when I was a kid. And I've been a big fan of Doom since then. Like I've loved it because it's so put your brain into neutral and just shoot whatever comes in your direction.
Now I know other people say, that was, dude. I've seen some of the gameplay of the '90 game.
Yep.
That was competitive.
Oh yeah. The multiplayer for that game was actually competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like nowadays it's not. Like it's more
Well, a
of
lot
just,
of people would say it's kind of, what is this?
yeah, it's had its heyday. Let's just put it that way. It's had its heyday. And at the same time, like I played multiplayer a couple of times and honestly, like it's so sweaty. It's so sweaty. You can't even go into it unless you've been playing it since 1994,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just yeah. But anyways, we're going to move it on to Whiskey Corner, and then I'm going to tell you guys what else I'm going to be doing today, which is I'm going to be doing a stream today. So we're going to be I'm going to be playing, I'm going to play Call of Duty. I'm just going to say, fuck it. I'm going to play Call of Duty. If Matt wants to hang out, and
What
comment and
the hell?
laugh and whatever he wants to
Okay,
do.
what the hell? We
I
just went
don't
on a
know. I don't know.
rant.
I've got
We
this like
went on a rant, and now we're gonna.
I've got this wild hair up my ass
I
about
love
playing
this.
it.
I'm
I
sorry, dude.
know.
I love that. I love that. We go on a rant.
Unfortunately, that's what the people want to see. I can't play Escape
I
from Tarkov, which is really what I
I
want to
don't
play.
mind you, dude. I get it, Nick, but it's just come on. It's funny how you go on a rant about it. Then you're like, "What are you doing later?" Oh, I'm playing Call of Duty.
I can't play Battlefield because Battlefield is just, like there's not enough
Oh my
servers. If there were more
I love
servers and
it,
there were
dude.
more people that were playing it, I'd play it.
Yeah, dude,
There
that's
isn't.
fine. But I love that.
Anyways, I'm going to be playing Call of Duty later. Be hopefully hitting up some solo Warzone. Um just playing solos. I finally leveled up every gun in the game now. Every gun that I have has every attachment. So, yeah, there's that. But I actually did find out that the Scar is actually it's a pretty viable weapon for Warzone. It's pretty viable. It's a pretty good weapon. You can really spec that thing out to slay some people. It's pretty good. Plus, I finally got the fire breath and the fragile wounding, or fragile disabling. So I'm basically destroying people with the meta, which is hilarious. I mean, there's definitely some salty people over that one. There's definitely some salty people. But yeah, the Scar. Oh, oh, it's insanity. For what it is, it's insanity. But anyways, we need to move it on to Whiskey Corner because we're moving on about an hour and 10 minutes here.
Holy crap! It's really been that long.
Yes, it has.
Oh, wow.
So, have you been partaking in anything? And please tell me yes.
Yes,
What have you been drinking?
yes. But it's the same old stuff, so that's the problem.
Oh, what is it?
But hey, dude, did you try anything new? Cause I thought
High
you.
West. High West. American
Oh,
bourbon.
oh, what is this? Go on, sir. Go on.
Oh, would you stop it over there? God. Egging me on like you're Madam fucking Curie. Shut up. Um, what are you, the butler in Fallout? Jesus. Oh,
I'm sorry, sir.
shut up, Codsworth. Um, which I actually programmed the character to say that. I actually programmed him to say that. It was hilarious. I actually made a mod so he'd tell him to shut up. But anyways, High West American bourbon. It's blended bourbon. It's not, single barrel. It's not like Jack Daniel. It's not like Jim Beam or Bullet. It's not single distillery. It's blended bourbon, but it's good for the price. It's not super high in alcohol content either, like some bourbons. It's actually really approachable. It has a nice sweetness to it, but it's not overbearing in that way. It has a really, really good bite to it too. Like it does bite, which I like. It definitely controls the smoke too with the sweetness. Like you don't get as much smoke to it. But yeah, all in all, it's really good. It's really, really good. It's not top of my list bourbons out there to drink, but it's a good solid whiskey for the price. And it's about $25 a bottle, which is pretty middle of the road.
Yeah.
Considering I've drank bottles of whiskey that are, a couple $100.
You have.
So this one's pretty much right down the middle. It's really good.
Yeah. When it comes to bourbon, where do you rank this as? Because I know you've tried now a couple of them.
I've tried a lot of them.
I'm just trying to be. Yeah, I know.
This one is. Hold on. Ugh.
Do you have COVID-19?
No, I have a sinus infection.
No.
No, I'm not dying. Even though I know you were wishing for it, I'm not dying.
Yes, I am wishing for it.
There, I think it's over. I'd probably put this somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Like, it's definitely better than plain Jim Beam, but it's not as good as Bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of rides that line.
Mm.
But like I said, for the price, it's pretty good.
Mm.
Everybody should give it a shot. But yeah, I'm just kind of there right now. If I don't start sneezing again. Jesus Christ.
Hey, drink some bourbon. That'll take it out.
Oh.
That'll clear it. Dude, that'll clear it out.
Oh my God.
You'd be fired up then. That'll clear all that stuff out.
There we go.
Hey, what's the so would you recommend this to somebody, say, new to drinking?
I'd recommend it to somebody that doesn't normally drink bourbon.
Okay.
Not so. Bourbon isn't for something that. Bourbon isn't something that you start with.
Oh, some people like to do the hardcore stuff first.
It's more for.
I don't recommend that either. I don't recommend that either.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not that. It's just really not for that. It's more or less. It's more or less just one of those things that you drink because you like it. You know, you like bourbon, but you don't want to but you don't want to drink. You like bourbon, but you don't want to pay that much for the really good stuff. Like, that's what it is. It's small blended whiskey, but it's.
So price wise, this is like middle wise?
Yeah, this is like middle of the road.
Okay.
So, yeah. What have you been drinking? Because you said you've been drinking like the normal stuff. What does that mean?
Yeah, Jack Daniels. I bought some whiskey.
Oh, good. Because that's what I'm drinking right now.
Oh. Because it is getting to that, like I told you, it is getting colder, and I like my whiskey when it gets colder. You know, I'm more of a beer guy in the summertime.
Totally understand that. Because I like it too.
But yeah, just drinking that, you know, just it's really good. I have been thinking maybe change it up here next month. I love to hear lists from you, like what to mix it up on. Something that's maybe you haven't tried, or something
Oh,
that's
oh,
totally
oh, oh,
left field.
oh, 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 oh. I was gonna tell you. Hold on. Surly came out with another small batch, and you know how much I like my small batch.
Yeah.
It's good. Usually when they do small batch stuff, it's really good. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's like a shandy, but not a shandy.
Mm-hmm.
You know how Liney's has their summer shandy, and that's like my least favorite thing in the whole wide world because it's so fucking sweet. They have Point. What is it? Point du Nord. It is their small batch brew of the month, and it's really tasty. It's an ale. It's not an IPA. It's an ale,
Mm-hmm.
and it's brewed with oat milk, lemon, and pineapple.
Oh. Hmm.
So it has a very fruity, citrusy taste to it, with
Yeah.
a nice hoppy finish to kind of balance it all out. And it has a very overwhelming shandy like lemonness to it, but it doesn't hurt your feelings.
Okay.
It's good. Even my dad liked it, and he's not usually the fruity
Wow.
beer kind of person.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause to me, I just don't see him liking a lot of craft beer.
Me and him drink a lot of Trooper. Let's just put it that way. To tell you what
Yeah,
kind of
I
beer
don't see
drinkers we
him.
are, we drink a lot of
Yeah,
Trooper.
I just don't see him the craft beer kind of guy. But yeah, okay.
He's
What's it called
liked
again?
Point du Nord. And I
Oh,
believe they spell point
is there
Pointe.
any back history about this that you can tell me, or is it just they just named it that?
I think they just named it that.
Okay.
Point du Nord Surly. Oh wait, no, it is an IPA. Yeah, it is an IPA. Sorry.
I do like my IPA. So
It is an IPA, and it is good. It's actually really good. Um, but does it dethrone my favorite of all time, the Extra Citra Pale Ale?
mm-hmm.
No, no. Extra Citra is still my absolute favorite.
Mm.
But Point du Nord is a nice break in the action. Let's just put it that
Oh,
way.
okay.
It's a
Yep.
nice change of things. And it is an IPA brewed with oat milk, pineapple, and lime. Sorry, lime, not lemon. But either way, it's a nice fruity, it's a nice fruity off in the, islands tasting beer for almost winter. So you kind of get that. It makes you miss summer. It's a good
Mm.
beer. It's a really good beer, dude. You should try it before they sell out. But it's good.
You think they're gonna? I don't think they're gonna. You think they're gonna sell out, or are they just gonna get? Is it a
Well, they
limited?
only produce it for so long.
Yeah, it's a limited thing, pretty much.
Yeah, they run it for a whole month, and then they just sell
Mm-hmm.
out. They send out whatever they've brewed, and then that's it.
Okay.
So if it's here in town and you can get your hands on it, do it. It's very good. And I know how you like your tartness, not your bitter. You like your tartness, and it's tart.
Yeah. Okay.
It's good. It's
So,
really, really
like,
good.
is it really tart, or is it
No,
more
no, no, no,
middle?
no, 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 no. It's more of a complimentary tart
Oh, okay.
because it's the IPA part of it, like the hoppiness of it, offsets the tart.
Yeah. Okay.
And I keep misremembering things. It's Pina du Nord,
Ah.
like pina colada. So it's PINADUNORD.
Okay.
Pina du Nord. So if anybody that's listening to this is in Minnesota, try that thing. It's delicious. It's really good. And like I said, I'm not normally your fruity tasting kind of guy. I'm more of like, give me a dark beer. Give me something that, most everybody goes, "Ew, it's too dark." That's mine.
Yeah.
And yes, insert childish joke here. But yeah, it's but that's just the way I like my beer, man. What do you want
Yeah.
me to do? Like I like Guinness. I'm a big fan of Guinness. I like my
Mm-hmm.
stouts. Like when people make coffee stouts, I'm game for that.
Mm.
Or when people make black lagers. Oh, those are so good. Oh, those are so good. And then Trooper. Again, I'm a big fan of my English bitters. I like Trooper.
Okay.
But yeah, that's I know we've been over this, but for some reason there's still some people out there that don't actually believe I drink that stuff. Are you kidding me? I have that on my I have 2 cans of Trooper, 2 open, cleaned out cans of Trooper sitting on top of my computer. You telling me I don't drink that?
Yeah, that's.
I'm the kind of guy that like I pull off the pussy protector on the Jack Daniel's bottle, and I can drink it straight out of the bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, I drink Jägermeister without mixing anything with it. You've seen me do it.
No, I have.
You weren't there the night, and I'm going to tell a little story here that a lot of people don't know about, but I'm going to tell a little story here. It's story time on Whiskey Corner, and it involves whiskey. Actually, no, it involves Jägermeister, but so one night when I must have just turned 21. I think it was the first winter I was 21. Me and a couple of buddies decided we were going to go out and, we were going to have a good time, right? So we met up. It was probably, what was it? It must have been December, January sometime. And we went ahead and we decided we were going to go out. We were going to get, a little on the holy shit, how much did we drink side of things.
Yeah.
And we go out. I buy the big bottle of Jägermeister because we were going to have some people come over to one of my buddy's house, and we were going to have like a little birthday party for me and a birthday party for another friend. So I went out. I got the biggest bottles of booze I could find, right? So I got the big bottle of Jack Daniels. I got a big bottle of Jägermeister. And we got a big bottle of rum because everybody likes a rum and Coke. Come on. Who doesn't like a rum and Coke? And the other thing that we did too was we would stick the bottles out in the snowbanks. Well, you want to know how we did that? You want to know how we did that? We stood on my buddy's deck and dropped him into the snowbanks because when I turned 21, that was the first year that we had a huge amount of snowfall here in Minnesota. That was the first year that we had just this huge amount of snowfall. And we dropped him from his deck into the snowbanks, and well, thank God the snowbanks were a little hard because, they didn't drop all the way to the ground. Well, every time we wanted to go out and make a drink, we had to get a shovel out and dig all the bottles out. Didn't really think that one through when we did it, but we were already pretty drunk by the time we did that. And so we went, I went out there, I grabbed the Jägermeister, I pulled the plastic little, air cap off of it, the one that lets it breathe.
Yep.
And I decided I was going to see how much of it I could drink out of the bottle. Like I said, I was already pretty, hydrated, as YouTube would want me to say. I was pretty hydrated. And I took a pretty good sized pull. I think the bottle went from half to a third. Yeah. And I went ahead and then decided it was a really, really, really good idea to jump off the ledge of the deck into the snowbank.
Oh my.
So I did a I did a front flip into the snowbank that was down below, and thank God that snowbank was about 4.5 feet tall, because I dropped about 3 feet into the snowbank and was covered in snow the rest of the night. It took me 2 days to get warm again. Okay? And that's my Jägermeister story.
I would just love if that was like complete ice and you did that and you like just landed on.
Oh,
my God.
that same buddy, that very same year, we got very hydrated on
Hydrate.
one night, and it was after a big sleet storm, right? You remember that year there was a couple of big freezing rain days, and everything was icy for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And he then decides one night, we're sitting there, we're just, it's a Friday night. None of us had to work that weekend, so we just decided we're just going to hang out and play video games and drink. So that's what we did.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's about 12 o'clock at night. He's hydrated, and he decides that he's going to go, he decides he's going to go out in the backyard and, slip and slide his way down the hill to the ditch at the bottom of his house. So he goes out there, whips his shirt off, and slides down that ice rink that was on the side of the hill into the ditch. He then picked up enough speed that he found himself on the road.
What?
He came back with a road rash from his neck to his crotch.
Really?
He picked up that much speed that he kept going for a couple of feet on the asphalt road.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ditch that I'm speaking of really wasn't a ditch. It was more of a lip. And he just kept going. Didn't even think about it. I don't even think he realized what he was doing when he was doing it, because when he hit the road and he came back up, because he had to go the long way around, because he couldn't climb up the hill because there was at least a quarter inch of ice on top of the snow. So he had to go around and walk up his driveway.
Oh, wow.
He was pissed because we didn't stop him. We're like, why the hell would we stop you from yourself? This was going to be hilarious. Why would we stop that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's great, dude.
Oh, man. But yeah, there's some other good stories for another story time, but
Yeah.
I need to get permission from a couple of the people.
Oh god.
They're pretty bad.
That's
They're
great.
pretty bad.
But are we at the 2-hour mark?
No, we're at an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
So this is the perfect place to cut it. But yeah, a link to all of the sponsors in the description, of which there is only one. So if you guys wanted to find out more about that, link will be in the description below. So we're going to wrap it up. My schedule right now is really only conducive to maybe one show a week, and it's either going to be Saturday or Sunday. So I apologize for anybody that's expecting two. I really do, but my schedule is just it's so up and down. I don't even know most days what I'm going to be doing, so I just, yeah. Right now, things are just insane. So, but anyways, we will be talking to you guys later. I'm going to do a stream for a while, for at least a couple hours, if not maybe a little bit longer. But if you guys want to swap on over and see what's going on, I'll be playing Call of Duty because that's what people want to see. So that's what I'm going to do. So if anybody wants to join on that, I'll be there. But otherwise, we're calling it for this show. Matt and I will be back probably Saturday next week, just because I don't have the whole weekend off. So we'll be back again. And I realize there's been some absence, but yeah, we're all caught up on episodes now. Everything has been uploaded and taken care of. So yeah, as soon as we finish this one, I'll start the upload on this one, and then yeah, by that time I should have should be up and running with that, but with the stream. So we'll see you guys later.
See you later.